Today, I'd like to compare primitive data types and reference data types, focusing on how they differ across various features. This comparison is essential for understanding memory management and performance implications in programming. Starting with definition, primitive data types are the basic building blocks of data in programming languages. They include types such as integers, characters, and doubles. In contrast, reference data types refer to more complex structures like objects and arrays. Rather than containing the actual value, reference types hold a reference or pointer to the location in memory where the object resides. When we talk about storage, primitive types directly store their values in memory. For instance, if you have an integer representing a person's age, that age is stored directly in the allocated memory space. On the other hand, reference types do not store the actual data. Instead, they store the address in memory where the object is located. This distinction is crucial when considering how data is accessed and manipulated. Next, let's consider memory location. Primitive data types are typically stored in stack memory, which is generally faster to access but has limited space. In contrast, reference data types are stored in heap memory, allowing for more flexibility and larger allocations but at the cost of potentially slower access times. This is something to keep in mind, especially when working with large datasets or in performance-critical applications. Moving on to examples, primitive data types might include something straightforward, like an integer for age or a character for a single letter. In contrast, you could have a reference type like a string, which is a collection of characters, or an array of integers. These structures allow for more complex data manipulation. In terms of methods and behavior, primitive types do not support methods. They're limited to their basic functionalities. However, reference types come with built-in methods which can be incredibly useful. For example, a string object has methods that allow you to determine its length or manipulate its contents, providing a richer programming experience. Now, regarding memory efficiency, primitive types are often more memory efficient due to their fixed size, which means they take up the same amount of memory regardless of the value they hold. Reference types, on the other hand, can be less memory efficient due to the overhead associated with dynamic memory allocation and the need to store the reference itself. When discussing nullability, primitive types cannot be null. They must always hold a valid value. This makes them straightforward to use but can also be limiting. Reference types can be null, indicating the absence of a value or that an object hasn't been instantiated. This can introduce potential issues with null reference errors, so it's something developers need to be mindful of. Lastly, let's examine the pass-by mechanism. Primitive types are passed by value, meaning a copy of the value is made when it's passed to a function. This can protect the original data from modification. In contrast, reference types are passed by reference. While the reference itself is passed by value, any changes made to the object will affect the original instance, as they point to the same memory location. In terms of trade-offs, the choice between using primitive or reference types often comes down to the specific needs of the application. For example, if performance and memory usage are paramount, like in high-frequency trading systems, primitive types might be the better choice. Conversely, for applications requiring complex data manipulation, reference types are more appropriate. In summary, primitive data types are efficient, simple, and straightforward, while reference data types provide the flexibility of handling complex structures with associated methods. When deciding which to use, consider the context. Primitive types are ideal for straightforward tasks, while reference types excel in scenarios demanding rich functionality and dynamic memory management.